Reporting this week suggests that Trump fixer Rudy Giuliani may be cash-strapped as he faces a criminal investigation and 2 defamation lawsuits. Now the disgraced former mayor has, gasp, cut down his entourage, laying off several staffers and independent contractors in the last few weeks. That's according to Politico, which reports that Giuliani no longer moves around Manhattan with the full complement of as many as 5 people he has kept around him in recent years. A person familiar with the matter says his former employees were told that the former New York mayor was seeking to cut costs. The New York Times also reported this week that the former New York mayor's advisors want Donald Trump to use his $250 million war chest to pay for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. However, people close to Trump said that he was stridently refused to do so. I mean, he doesn't pay his bills. We also know that Giuliani is not exactly frugal when it comes to his spending habits. Politico reports that one of the ex-wives of the man who made millions monetizing his post-9/11 reputation has alleged in court filings that Rudy has shelled out tens of thousands of dollars on a private jet subscription service. She said he spent $7,000 on fountain pens and another $12,000 on cigars alone. It's also been well reported that he's a high roller at the New York Cigar Club, the Havana Room. And on top of that, he pays $42,000 a month in alimony to his 3rd ex-wife, according to the Washington Post. The latest reporting on Giuliani's financial difficulties comes after the federal investigation of Giuliani's dealings in Ukraine intensified last week with the FBI's raid of his apartment. There's no telling what prosecutors may uncover on the electronic devices they seized. Now, George Conway writes in a Washington Post op-ed that Trump just might want to rethink stiffing Giuliani on those bills. That's because if Giuliani has anything to offer prosecutors to save himself, it would have to be Trump, the only bigger fish left. And joining me now is Michael Cohen, former personal attorney to Donald Trump, host of the Mea Culpa podcast and author of Disloyal, and someone who knows very well what it feels like to be thrown under the bus by the Donald. I want to play for you somebody that I'm sure you know, Andrew Giuliani, the son of Rudy Giuliani. And here's his advice, I guess, to Donald Trump. Take a listen.
Do you expect that your father might get some help from Trump's legal defense fund?
I do think he should be indemnified. I think I think all those Americans that donated after November 3rd, they were donating for the legal defense fund. My father ran the legal team at that point.
I'm not sure what he means by indemnified, but what do you make of that? Because it sounds to me like if he gets stiffed, maybe Andrew's dad might tell.
Okay, so let me be very clear. He's going to get stiffed. All right. Donald Trump, as you properly alluded to, does not pay legal bills, nor does he learn from his previous mistakes, which is the same exact thing that he did to me. He doesn't care about anyone or anything other than himself. Now, as we also know, that they took advantage of a lot of individuals who were donating to the various different Trump PACs or funds, and that they had them constantly on the replenishment month by month, and now they have to return that. So it's not $250 million anymore. Now, Donald, in his crazy mind, actually believed that that was now his money and that he could do with it as he wished. So the chances that he's going to part with a single dollar, knowing that it's going to cost several millions of dollars in order to put together a proper taint team, which, by the way, the people he has right now are not capable of doing it. It took 26 people to go through my 14 million documents, literally round the clock, because the judge demanded that we have it done within 45 days. Now, I don't know how fast that they're required to do it, but it takes a very sophisticated and a very significant computerized organization in order to go through everything that's on these devices. And I'm sure that there's a multitude of things that they're going to try to keep, out of the hands of the SDNY under the guise of attorney-client privilege. And unfortunately, those then come with motions and then, oppositions and so on. And the saddest thing for, I should say the good thing is that sad for Rudy, good for the rest of us, it's not going to work, because guaranteed the information that they find is going to all be illegal. So it's not protected information. It's under the crime fraud exception rule. And if it's not the crime fraud exception rule, I'm sure Rudy added other people and CC'd on these communications to people like Jared, Ivanka, Don, or somebody else who aren't lawyers, thereby breaking the chain of attorney-client privilege. I mean, he's just dopey.
Are you surprised? You know, Rudy Giuliani used to be a federal prosecutor. You know, he used to be mayor of New York, you know, one of the biggest cities in the world. Are you surprised that he took the Trump job after having publicly, well, at least from what we heard, wanting like $20,000 a week, not getting it, and basically did all of that he did on what? On contingency? Are you surprised that he didn't try to get paid up front? Didn't he know?
Okay, so Joy, I hate to correct you, but it was $20,000 a day. Right? A day. And he actually thought he thought Donald Trump was going to pay him $140,000 a day. He has a better chance of slingshooting himself to the moon. I mean, it's impossible. Donald Trump wouldn't pay him 2 cents because his feeling is it is an honor and a privilege to go to prison for him, to do his dirty work. And as long as Rudy kept, you know, patting the backside of Donald and, you know, kissing the ring, so I like to say something else, but kissing the ring of Donald Trump, then he was well within the orbit. So what did dopey Rudy do? He went around the world selling the service of America to foreign organizations and countries. That's how he was going to make his money. He was using Donald, and Donald was using him. So Donald never had the thought in his mind that he was ever going to pay Rudy. And listening to Andrew, who may be dumber than Eric Trump, talk about this nonsense. It's funny to me. It's funny what he should literally. The last time I said on another show, the last time I saw Andrew, he was giving a golf lesson on Trump's golf course. That's where he should be right now. Instead of out there talking for his father. His father should say nothing. Andrew should be saying nothing. They should be sitting down right now with prosecutors because Rudy knows exactly how the game is going to go. He created the rules. He created the rules to go after organized crime. And they're going to use the same playbook that he created against him. And it works because they squeeze you. And they know that Rudy right now is financially strapped. So when you're financially strapped, how are you going to pay the millions of dollars? You think Dershowitz is going to work for free? Or this guy Bob Costello is going to work for the other two other lawyers that he brought on? By the way, none of them are capable of becoming a taint team. They may know how to do it, but not when you have millions of documents. It really requires a very sophisticated computerized system to go through each and every one of the documents.
And of course, we know that Alan Dershowitz, I don't know if he's working for him, but he's, you know, Jeffrey Epstein, some of his previous clients, you know, Klaus von Bülow, Donald Trump. Last question to you. Let me play Rudy Giuliani very quickly. This is Giuliani saying he had an insurance policy, and this is in 2019. Take a listen.
I've seen things written like, he's going to throw me under the bus. Right. When they say that, I say, he isn't, but I have insurance.
Does he have an insurance policy? Does that sound realistic to you?
I mean,
that sounds like he's going to throw Trump under the bus.
Right. Welcome. By the way, so I put a hashtag out the other day, Under the Bus Club. Right. Welcome, Judy, to the to Rudy to the Under the Bus Club. What his insurance is, I don't know, Geico, State Farm, Allstate. Who the hell knows what he's talking about? The problem with Rudy is that he drinks like a maniac. And the worst thing to do is to drink and then go on television because, you know, he's stupid. Right, in order to drink the way that he does. And he's more stupid to come on shows like yours or others trying to prove a point that he is absolutely guilty of. And all he's doing is just creating more harm and giving Donald more of a reason why not to pay. It's just the way it works. Welcome to the Under the Bus Club, Rudy.
Michael Cohen, you never disappoint, my friend, when you come on the show. Wow, I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna think on that. I'm gonna ruminate on that for probably the rest of the show.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.